What is up, guys, and welcome to another exciting vlog. For those of you who don't know, I'm Tyler, and today we're going to be discussing how I got my car and how I afford to do the stuff that I do to it. How did I get my car? That's the first thing we're going to talk about. So before I had my Genesis, I had a Mustang GT, a 98 Mustang GT. That car I went through hell and back. I drove it, blew up the motor, we put a new motor in it, drove it, broke pulleys, just so many things I'd have to do to fix that car. Granted, now I have made enough money and I could have built that motor 10 times over. It was just the reliability of any time I fixed that thing would constantly break. So I saved up money. I saved up like $3 grand just working, doing all that stuff. And then I had bought my Genesis, and as soon as I bought my Genesis, I put my Mustang up for sale. And then when I sold my Mustang, it kind of goes hand in hand with how I afford to do all my stuff, because after I had sold the Mustang, I sold the Mustang for like $3,500 or something like that, maybe like $3,200, I don't know, something around there. So I basically like doubled kind of what I had, and I put $1,000 down payment on my Genesis, so I had $2 grand, then I sold that for 32 or whatever, so I had like $5 grand, and then I used that money that I had to then build my car. And on top of that, I worked. So that's how like the Genesis came to be initially. Like I said, I had this Mustang and I love that thing. I had that thing for like 3 years. I did all the stuff I wanted it to. It was loud, it was fun. I wanted to keep that thing forever. I wanted to like put crazy cams in it, do crazy stuff to it, make crazy horsepower, and it was just so unreliable. It was ridiculous. So I had to give up that dream and sell it. And that's how the Genesis came to be. I wanted something that was fuel efficient, that was turboed, and that would make decent power if I put money into it and be reliable. So, I mean, it was cool, and it's something different that people don't normally do. Out here in California, you don't see too many Genesis. Apparently, on the other side of the, the East Coast and stuff like that, people have Genesis like crazy, but that's besides the point. You don't see Genesis done up like crazy all the time. You see, they'll be lowered or something with wheels. Besides that, so that's how the Genesis came to be. That's how I got the Genesis. Now moving forward, how do I afford doing all the stuff that I do to my car? As a lot of people like to speculate, mommy and daddy's money. No, my mom and dad do not pay for the car. Like I already stated, the car is in my name. I put the down payment on the car. I currently make payments down on my car. They're not like ridiculous. I can't afford to buy a car straight up. I'm only 23 years old. I work and I go to school. I work basically full-time. I go to school. I was going to school full-time. I'm not quite going to school full-time right now. But yeah, that's what I do. So to build funds, I was working a minimum wage job. I've worked at a restaurant, and then I left the restaurant. I worked at an AutoZone for a little bit. I worked at AutoZone for like 9 months, and I moved to the job that I'm at now. I work in a shop. What type of shop or what shop specifically, I will not specify because I'm not too fond of the place that I work. But I started out low and I kind of worked my way up, and now I make a decent amount of money, and that's what funds this. So I work around 45. When I go to school, I work around 35, 40 hours a week, sometimes 45. When I'm not in school and I'm on break and stuff like that, I'll work 45, 50 hours a week. And that literally, my payments and crap, and then the side money I put into the car. Now, how do I afford to do like all the extravagant stuff that I do? Now, this is like the part that I'm more than thankful of, and I know that not everybody has the same opportunity as I do, because I have started this YouTube channel. When I first started this YouTube channel, I had bought an ISR up pipe, which deleted my cat, and that was like the first mod I started doing for this channel. And as you are modding your car for a channel like this, and you're putting car modifications like that, obviously costs money. Now, as you grow, as I started to grow and I started gaining more attention, companies started reaching out to me and started working out deals. Now, there are some stuff that I have gotten that the companies fully have provided for me, but there's a lot of stuff that I paid for as well. They just gave me a discount or something because they wanted their stuff on my car. And now that's really probably the biggest key that is, I'm gonna say, the biggest key and why my car is so insane. A lot of these companies will reach out to me and they will want to work out a deal. They want to put this seat or whatever, something on my car, want me to do something with my car, and then they'll offer me an awesome deal. Now granted, that doesn't happen all the time, or if there's a part that I want, I can contact somebody and be like, hey, would you guys be willing to work out a deal so I can do a video and kind of promote this product? And it doesn't always mean it's a sponsorship. Sometimes they just, give me a discount and they want that in return. Now, it's like I said, I'm more than thankful for the opportunity that I've had and that I get to do all this, because I wouldn't be able to afford it any other way. Now, the discounts and everything like that is basically the reason why I get to, like I've been saying, is the reason that I've been able to do all this, because some of these parts are really expensive, and if they're gonna give it to me half off, man, I justify that. And people think with doing YouTube and stuff like that, you get paid a lot. And I'll admit, people can get paid huge amounts of money for doing YouTube. But unfortunately, with the position that I'm at right now, being such a small channel with a small audience base, I'm not trying to say that any of you guys are irrelevant. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate everybody who watches what I do and support what I do. But in the grand scheme of things, comparatively to other channels, I'm not the biggest thing on YouTube by any means. And so the money that I make from YouTube is really not that great. Mine's kind of sporadic, because I'll have videos that do really well, or I'll have videos that don't do well at all. And that's kind of like, I'll either make $100 a month or I'll make $400 a month. And that's kind of like the basis of how much I'll make in a month right now, currently where I'm at. And maybe some people smaller than I am make more than I am, or make more than I do, or some people who are larger than I am don't make as much as I do. It just really kind of depends on like the views and type of videos that you put out and how long people are willing to watch and all that crazy good stuff. But I'm like I said before, I'm 22, about to be 23. I've been working since I was a junior in high school. I worked at a restaurant for minimum wage. I busted my butt. I did everything that I could, and I didn't move anywhere in that company, so I left. I hated that. Never again will I do food. Some people grind, hustle, and they make a bunch of money being a server and stuff like that. That's not for me. I left, like I said, I went to an AutoZone for a year. That was, cool. I still made minimum wage, and then it was just kind of boring. I sat around, I didn't do anything, and people always have that stigma, oh, you work at an AutoZone. Like, bruh, whatever. Insert your comment here of that's why you're a ricer, you buy all your stuff from AutoZone. I don't. I get my maintenance stuff, like my oils and all that crap from AutoZone, but that's about the extent of the stuff that I buy at AutoZone. And then, then I moved to the shop where I'm at now. And when I initially started, I was really excited to be in this shop. I was really excited to do this because it was going to give me the opportunity to make more money and more hours and do all the stuff that I like. And I was going to be around cars and all that stuff. And then I quickly realized, after you bust your butt, you start making more money, and you don't really like this place, you kind of get trapped. So that's kind of where I feel right now, whereas I'm working really hard for something that I feel like doesn't quite appreciate what I do. And for me, that's like, I love cars, I love everything about it, and I'm just working for people who don't really care about it, don't have the same passion, the same love, or don't care about the same things, and don't take time to, treat the things that they have the way that it should be, and the way that they treat their employees at the shop that I work at. It's everything. I don't advise working here, which is why I don't want to put out where I work, but it does make me more money than a lot of my friends that I have. But it sucks. I work all the time. I work every day from 7 o'clock in the morning, or around 7:30 I'll clock in. I won't get off sometimes till 7:30 at night. I'll wake up the next day and go to school or go to work, and then film videos on the side. I'm busy all the time between filming, school, and just trying to work. And I'd love to dedicate more time and make more videos and do all that stuff, but just busy with work. But work is, again, what funds everything that I do. buckle up and get out of here. Let's go get some food. Now, another big thing that saves me money and that allows me to do the things that I do is I do a lot of my own work. I do a lot of my own work, all right? And I don't do that because I can't afford for another shop to take it to a shop or something like that. I just enjoy doing all the work myself because then I know that it's either done right or that it's done improperly, and then I'll learn. Like I said, I love everything about cars, and I love the process that it takes to learn. And if I mess something up, I'm more than willing to let people know that I'm an idiot and I messed it up. But for me, it's an amazing learning experience, and then I've gained so much knowledge about cars and how things function and work because of what I do, because I work on cars and I'm willing to take the time and do all this stuff myself. A lot of people are always afraid to learn. Now granted, if you're going to be doing some really extreme modification or doing some like engine rebuild and you're not really familiar with how to rebuild an engine, get help or send it somewhere. That's like absolute. But yeah, if it's not something major, then take the time to do it yourself. That's my biggest thing. Like, that saves a bunch of money. If you're gonna spend $100 an hour for people to come, you know, or to take your car to a shop and have people work on it, man, that's like absolutely, you know, one, you're not learning, two, you're just paying people to put your stuff on, and it's expensive. Big key. So we'll keep going back to the main factors of like, how could you apply this to yourself? I'm somebody who didn't have any skills, and I just kept pushing myself out there, applying to jobs that were offering more money, and just, you know, being outgoing and saying I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to do anything that you put me in. You know, I adapt quickly, I learn pretty quickly, and put me in a position, and I'm more than willing to do whatever it takes to become good at that job. And that's pretty much how I got the position that I have, and without any qualifications really. And so that means to you, if you are trying to get a car like mine, I don't have a crazy car, I have a freaking Hyundai Genesis. They're not ridiculous, but if you're trying to get a job where you can at least try and afford a nicer car or modify your car, do some things, find a job that pays a little bit more. I know that's like really difficult, but or just bust your butt at the job that you have now to work up a little bit and make a little bit more money. And then it's about your time management and managing like your money, not just spending it willy-nilly, and you know, saving up. Like, I'll save up for parts, and a big thing is like, I'll save up like about half the money that I need for a part. Like I said, I work a lot in deals with a lot of companies, and they're happy to help me out, as well as a big thing, huge thing that I do all the time. I've been doing this before I started YouTube, is I always sell my old parts. I always try and look at it as a trade. So if I could sell something that's been sitting around that I haven't been using, and it's just like, man, this is just money just sitting here, which is how I look at it. If it's just something that is worth some value, I'm not saying sell everything that you own, but something that's worth value, and then you don't, you know, really care for it much anymore, or you don't use it, sell it. Take that money and apply it somewhere else that you can enjoy it, and then when you're done with that, then sell it, and then put that money somewhere else, so it doesn't just sit and it's not just wasted. That's the way that I look at it. I always sell my old parts, or I'll sell something that I have that I'm like literally not using. I had subwoofers that I just recently sold that literally were sitting in my house for maybe 3 years. I bought them brand new. I loved them for like the 5 months that I had them in my car, and then I sold my Mustang. Or I took them out of my Mustang because I was gonna work on it and like do some other stuff, and I just never put it back in. And they were like basically brand new. And I just let them sit and sit and sit, and I was like, man, you know what? I really want this. Save up half the money. Whatever I sell this for, I'll apply it to that part, and it was basically like a trade, and like you get a discount. And then, like I said, already, so I'll save up that money and sell something, and then I'll hit up the company and be like, hey, I'm planning on making this video or doing X, Y, and Z. Would you guys be willing to come on board and support what I'm doing? And either they say yes or no. Most of the time it's no, because for, you know, whatever. You know, it's a company. They can't always afford to give you a discount or whatever, and I'm very thankful to all the companies who have worked with me and have given me deals and made my car the way that it is and given me the ability to do what I do. But it's not always a go for everyone, and that's kind of what I do. So to people looking to do the same thing, I would say literally, if you want to start a YouTube channel, if you want to start anything, you want to make more money, you want to make mods, granted, just because you have a YouTube channel doesn't mean you're going to get free parts or discounts on parts. You got to make some relevant things. If you're doing some quality work, you know how to work on your car, you're learning how to work on your car, save up some money, work more hours at your job, or sell your old parts. And that's basically what I do. Or, you know, I pick up more hours, or I work harder, or I sell something if I want to get some parts, or I hit up the company and stuff like that, whatever. You can also get sponsorships or deals based off of like your other social media platforms, or just because you have a cool car in general. You don't need a YouTube channel just to get this. That's what everybody thinks. It's not true. But yeah, that's how I got my car. I sold my Mustang. I used some of that funds to modify my car. I work and I save my own money. By no means do my parents fund my car or any of the fun that I have. I pay for even all my editing equipment, all my camera equipment. I pay for my laptop, everything like that that has to deal with doing all the stuff for YouTube. I just bust my butt at everything that I do. I work really hard all the time, and sometimes I feel like it's a lot, and what I get out of it is not as much as I'd like, because I feel like I do way more than I'm worth. But that's gonna be for anywhere that you go. So I hope that gives some insight to some people as to what I do and how I afford my car, and how you can afford your car, some little tricks and tips and ways that you can do what I do. And I literally, my last word of advice is just put yourself out there. The only thing people can say is no. It can't hurt to try. And if you get shot down 1,000,000 times, it literally only takes that one yes to change your life, or to get that awesome deal, or whatever it is. So literally asking can't hurt. So with that, I'd like to say thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe, and stick around for more content. We got a lot more exciting stuff soon. My bumper should be done soon. The chassis mount wing. I know a lot of you guys saw the last video and it was like not your favorite. I understand that fully. It's R&D. Like I said, I'm trying to show the process of building the whole thing, and then there's other stuff coming on the way. Hopefully we can start doing some cool stuff real soon. I don't want to expose too much because I have no idea if it's going to happen or not, but we'll see. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. I'm out.